Let's jump right into this explainer and decode one of the absolute most fascinating aspects of the psychology of money, the paradox of financial success. You know what I mean, right? Have you ever noticed how getting exactly what you want financially somehow just isn't enough? Today, we're looking at this through a really unique dual lens framework that's honestly going to completely change how you view your own ambition. So, why does reaching a financial goal rarely create lasting satisfaction? Look, we've all been there. You grind, you save, you totally hustle to hit a specific financial target. But when you finally cross that finish line, the excitement just kind of evaporates. It's so frustrating. You did absolutely everything you set out to do, yet the contentment just slips right through your fingers. I mean, remember the rush of your first big salary bump? For a month, you felt like absolute royalty. But by month 3, well, that's just your new normal baseline. Or think about a massive investment return. It gives you this incredible high, but almost instantly you're just eyeing the next trade. And that dream house you finally bought, suddenly it just feels like the place you keep your stuff. The thrill is entirely gone. Section 1. Rahu meets behavioral finance. First up, let's look at the ancient astrological perspective, specifically a placement known as Rahu in the 11th house. Now, in astrology, the 11th house governs your financial gains, your income, your networks, and your future wealth. But Rahu represents a powerful, deeply obsessive desire for constant expansion. It represents the grand illusion of the next big thing, and this endless, insatiable hunger for something bigger than what already exists. Put them together, and they shape these incredibly ambitious dreams, creating a mindset that rarely, if ever, feels satisfied with current achievements. Why? Because every single success quickly gives birth to another craving. Now let's immediately mirror that with its modern scientific equivalent, behavioral finance. This is the psychological study explaining how our human minds naturally reset our expectations and adapt after reaching every single financial milestone. It turns out, human nature really hasn't changed in thousands of years. Whether you're looking at it through the ancient mythological lens of astrology or the modern analytical lens of psychology, the conclusion is exactly the same. Human psychology constantly resets our financial baseline.
Section 2. The mechanics of desire.
Now, what's really interesting here is how perfectly these two vocabularies actually match up. Modern finance calls it hedonic adaptation, which is really just a fancy technical way of saying we get very quickly accustomed to the good life. Astrology calls it Rahu's endless hunger for expansion. Then behavioral finance identifies social comparison, which is our habit of intensely focusing on other people's performance. The ancient equivalent? Having a magnifying glass fixed entirely on what remains just beyond our reach rather than appreciating what we've actually built. So here is the absolutely crucial point. Financial satisfaction actually depends way less on your personal progress and way more on how others appear to be performing. It's this quiet, subtle influence, but it completely dictates our financial ambition. You could be crushing all of your personal goals, but if someone next to you appears to be hitting bigger ones, your brain tricks you into feeling like you're falling behind. You can be absolutely thrilled with your new car, right up until your neighbor pulls up in a newer one. And we're bombarded with this every single day. Your college buddy just sold his startup. A colleague casually mentions their huge promotion. Social media is just this endless, highly curated highlight reel of luxury vacations, and literally everyone seems to be posting their wildly successful crypto gains. These external inputs quietly shrink our own personal victories, making them feel so much smaller than they actually are. This constant comparison secretly steals the joy of the exact milestone you just worked so hard to reach. Section 3, the moving goalposts trap. Imagine hitting that ultimate milestone, saving $1 million in the bank. You should feel absolutely invincible, right? But within days or even hours, your brain says, well, $2 million is real wealth. The original goalpost simply vanishes. The milestone no longer feels meaningful because a larger one just immediately replaced it. And this leads to a very dangerous third step. You start taking greater, sometimes entirely unnecessary risks in pursuit of larger returns. A successful milestone actually increases your risk-taking because that blinding new target makes you completely forget what you've already secured. Look, if you take away just one thing from this explainer, let it be this. Desire expands faster than satisfaction, period. Every single financial victory just creates a brand new definition of success. The goalposts are constantly moving. Section 4, the power of ambition. Now, it's not all doom and gloom. Both the astrological lens of Rahu and the psychological lens of behavioral finance completely agree that this mindset isn't inherently bad. Think of it like rocket fuel. This exact drive fuels incredible vision and long-term wealth creation. It sparks breakthrough entrepreneurship and innovation. It builds powerful networking abilities, and it gives you the sheer audacity to pursue ambitious goals that everyone else might consider absolutely impossible. I mean, many of the world's greatest investors and builders possess this exact relentless drive. The key is knowing how to burn that rocket fuel without letting it burn you.
As the saying goes, desire itself is not the problem. Unexamined desire becomes the challenge. This relentless drive is a phenomenally powerful engine, provided you're the one holding the steering wheel. When we examine our desires, when we actually take a step back and look closely at what is driving us, we stop them from unconsciously running our lives and pushing us into an endless, blind craving.
Section 5. True financial freedom. Because there is a massive difference here. Healthy ambition builds meaningful, joyful progress and true fulfillment. Endless greed, on the other hand, simply keeps moving the finish line until you are completely exhausted. Understanding this psychological and symbolic cycle is your ultimate superpower. It allows you to pursue incredible financial growth without ever becoming trapped by the poison of comparison or the hollow hunger for more. So I want to leave you with a really powerful question to evaluate your own relationship with success. Are your financial goals guiding your life, or are they quietly moving further away every time you reach them? Remember, lasting wealth is not measured only by the size of your portfolio. It's measured by your ability to recognize when you have enough, to appreciate your incredible progress, and to pursue future success without letting endless desire steal your contentment today. True financial freedom is what happens when ambition and gratitude finally grow together. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I hope this helps you beautifully frame your next big milestone.